staggered stance hip thrust. So what we are doing here is we are using a staggered stance or a B stance, lots of different names, and we are doing a hip thrust. This is a really amazing strengthening exercise for your glutes when you do it well, okay? What we're gonna talk about is incorporating all of the other stuff that you've learned, such as that stacked position, and how do we make it work in something like a hip thrust. All right, so first thing for this is the setup. What we wanna think about is making sure that we can find a stacked position, and then also understanding like what in the world to do with our arms, because I've seen a lot of different stuff that people do with hip thrusts with their arms, but I'm gonna make sure you find a way that feels really good for you. Okay, so what I like to think about is getting kind of like right in my mid back, all right? So that's where I want the bench, couch, whatever it is that I'm using to hit me at. Now, you do want to get something that's not gonna move on you. This isn't the greatest because it moves back. You want something that will not move back. Okay? Now, what you do not want to do is what you see me doing right here, resting on your elbows. Do not do this, okay? Don't ever do hip thrusts like this. I hardly ever say never, but this just isn't a great way to do this, okay? So you wanna make sure that you are resting your back on the bench. Your arms are just for support. You're not physically supporting yourself with your arms, okay? What I like to do is make a fist and then drive my triceps into the back of the bench that I'm using. Now from here, we wanna make sure we can get a slight tuck of our chin so we're not overly extended like this and like really trying to hold up our neck and our head is just gonna create a lot of pressure. So slight tuck of the chin is fine. Now you're gonna exhale, ribs down, zip from the bottom up. Your stance leg or your working leg, we want to watch out and make sure that knee doesn't fall in, okay? So knee in line with hip. Your non-working leg, you're just gonna kind of put your toe up. That's it. We're just making sure that this other leg is like a kickstand for our working leg. Now, we've got a nice stacked position to start, okay? You're not here flaring your ribs and you're not overly like clenching your butt up, all right? You want to keep that stacked position as you go down, okay? Don't lose it. A lot of people will tend to kind of do this on the way down and then just clench and like shove their butt up, okay? Don't do that. You just want to think about a straight line staying from the back of your head to your pelvis, and you're gonna go down, and then you're gonna drive through that heel of your working leg, okay? Drive up. I want you to literally think about your heel is your glute, okay? You're pushing through your heel and you're pushing up while staying in that stacked position with your glute. In the top, you should feel the back of your butt working, all right? So as you come down, remember you're staying stacked. Come up and really make sure that this other leg is just a kickstand. A lot of times we'll kind of want to start to use more of both legs, but we're trying to use as much of just this working leg as we can. You want to push, 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 push. And here you can get a little glute squeeze in the top. That is a good thing, okay? So little extra glute squeeze in the top, but not a glute grip. And then you're gonna come back down. And you're gonna notice as you do these, woo, your butt should start to burn. Okay, like my glute is already shaking because I had to practice these a few times before I filmed them for y'all, but it is a really, really good feeling. And you will know when your glute is working because it is going to kind of start shaking and you're going to feel this whole peach area back here lighting up. So that is your staggered stance hip thruster.